Fruit of the Lemon is the third novel by the British writer Andrea Levy. Levy began writing relatively late in life. She claimed not to have read a book until she was 23, and she only lived long enough to produce 5 novels in total. Her reputation has grown steadily since her death at the age of 62 in 2019. All of her novels are highly accessible, and Fruit of the Lemon is no exception. Levy looks for and finds humour in a lot of the narrative, but that's almost certainly a product of her optimism and a view of human nature, which I'd call affectionately realistic. The fact is that despite its comic features, this is a deeply serious novel. It examines the different forms racism takes, its tortuous connection with gender and social class, the different strategies its victims adopt to deal with it, the way victims and perpetrators are often interchangeable, and its rootedness in the all-too-recent past. It's set in the early 1980s. That's important because in terms of the bigger picture, racism is always tied to history. It's in 3 parts: England, then Jamaica, then England again. It contains semi-autobiographical elements. The protagonist, a young black woman called Faith Jackson, goes to work in BBC Television Centre just as Levy did. A realisation that racism surrounds her comes in a series of jarring eye-openers, just as Levy's did. And like Levy, Faith finds a provisional kind of closure in an extended visit to Jamaica, where she learns about her family history. There are several stages to her gradual awakening to racism. The first comes when she tells a colleague that she intends to apply for promotion, and the colleague replies there's no point, that particular department doesn't employ coloureds. It climaxes when she finds herself in a left-wing bookshop in the immediate aftermath of an attack by the National Front. The black woman in charge of the shop has been seriously assaulted. Faith's flatmates don't understand her empathetic horror, and she experiences a crisis. She takes to lying in bed all day. Levy continually points out that racism isn't always obvious or predictable. Faith gets her promotion, but for tokenistic reasons. The most passionate anti-racist in the book, the one who tells Faith it's black against white and that Faith should spend more time with her own people, has white parents and obviously considers their approval important. At one point, Faith realises that her cousin's Jamaican wife, quote, reminded me of the black and white minstrels, before feeling ashamed of herself. Fruit of the Lemon is a very important novel, but like all of Levy's novels, it was written to appeal not primarily to the literati, but to the general reader. In that sense, she resembles Robert Harris, another highly intelligent author who is more concerned to educate his readers than to show off. In the short term, that approach usually means you get undervalued. Fruit of the Lemon should probably have been shortlisted for at least one major prize, but it wasn't. When it was first released in 1999, Levy praised a number of black, Asian and minority writers who were redefining Englishness to include themselves. Obviously, she didn't include her own name on that list. For most writers today, I think it would probably be at the top.